I give the floor to the representative of Greece.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to thank also Yuschi Di Carlo for her briefing, and I also welcome the participation of the representative of Libya in our meeting. Mr. President, as this is the first time we are discussing the situation in Libya since the beginning of Greece's tenure as an elected member of this Council, I would like to stress a few key points. First and foremost, as a neighboring country, Greece supports a strong, stable, unified Libya, free from any form of foreign interference, a country worthy of the proud Libyan people. We fully support Libya's sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity. At the same time, all its actions should be guided by adherence to the principles of the UN Charter and international law, including the respect of the United Nations Conventions on the Law of the Sea. Stability in Libya remains key for the region, and even more so for immediate neighbors like Greece, impacted among others by significant increase of irregular migration flows. Mr. President, Greece fully supports the United Nations missions in Libya, a peacekeeping mission that has strived to play a constructive role in fostering an inclusive political process towards a better future for Libya. We are thus very pleased to see its mandate renewed and recently automatically extended. We would also like to welcome the appointment of Mrs. Hannah Tete as the new Special Representative of the Secretary General and as the new head of UNSMIL. Highly qualified and with an extensive set of undisputable credentials, we are confident that she will bring her vast experience and expertise into her new role. We would be remiss if we do not mention the efforts of the Deputy Special Representative, Mrs. Stephanie Houri, which have been notably impactful. We commend her on her commitment and tireless effort to tackle key problems in the Libyan file. Achievements such as breaking the deadlock around the Central Bank of Libya have not gone unappreciated. In addition, we welcome the announcement of the establishment and mandate of the Advisory Committee as a significant step in the UN-facilitated Libya-led political process. In this context, we commend UNSMIL and Mrs. Houri personally for the initiative and the determination to ensure the balanced composition of the committee's members. Our hope is that this will constitute an essential milestone along the path of national elections and ultimately towards the country's stability and prosperity. In this respect, the objective and governing principles as set out in the LPDF roadmap are still relevant in the political process. Overcoming the protracted political deadlock towards long-awaited national elections in order to renew and re-establish the legitimacy of Libyan institutions has been no easy task. Holding of elections should be a key priority for the international community. We welcome the holding of the first round of municipal elections in Libya. However, it is difficult for any political process to flourish in an environment where the security situation remains fragile. We call on all stakeholders to engage in dialogue towards strengthening the institutions. At the same time, we remain concerned over the prolonged presence of foreign military forces in Libya. There needs to be a clear timeline for the withdrawal of all foreign forces, regular and irregular, as well as mercenaries from the Libyan soil, as the presence is not conducive to stability, the advancement of the political process in Libya, and the holding of free, fair, and democratic elections. Mr. President, Greece welcomed the sanctions renewal last month, as the resolution adoption managed to strike a fine balance between prolonging restrictions on the one hand and safeguarding the benefits of the Libyan people on the other. In this context, Greece underscored the addition of the designation criteria relating to the support of armed groups and criminal networks, as well as addressing the Libyan Investment Authority's concern. We now reiterate expectations that all parties abstaining from abuses which could negatively affect the peace process implement the additional provisions in good faith. However, the implementation of the Council's decision on sanctions remains a challenge, particularly when it comes to the implementation of the UN arms embargo in Libya through the EU Operation Irini. We must acknowledge that the operation is striving to fulfill its mandate. Unfortunately, as reflected in the last UN panels of experts report, there have been incidents of repeated and persistent, even aggressive refusals to allow for the inspections of ships suspected of violating the arms embargo. Greece will spare no effort to promote consensus and constructively contribute to the renewals of the operation's crucial mandate, which expires in May. Mr. President, in closing, allow me to reiterate that Greece is committed to a strong, stable, prosperous, and unified Libya. A Libya where the rule of law is restored, a Libya which will be a responsible stakeholder upholding international law, a country where all its citizens can reap the benefits of electoral processes free of foreign interference or attempts at destabilization. We sincerely wish Mrs. Tete and her team all the best in facilitating Libya's pathway towards peace and prosperity, a destination which can only be reached through dialogue. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Greece